All right, we have some incredible presenters in the back half here as well, and I'm here to mispronounce their names. Joey Fauerso, thank you, I knew that. Riley Robinson. Joey's an artist, assistant professor at Texas State. Recent exhibitions include the Museum of Contemporary Art in Zagreb, Croatia, as well as the David Shelton Gallery in Houston. Riley is an artist and the studio director at Art Pace. Anyone heard of Art Pace? Currently working on public art commissions for the San Antonio River Foundation. They have some great stuff. In the University Hospital System, Joey and Riley live and work in San Antonio with their two sons, Brendan and Paul. Please give it up for Joey and Riley.
So first, can everybody hear us? Yes. Okay, yay.
I'm in the front row. Hi, Riley.
Hi.
Just thank you so much to Vicki and to Ben and to Callie and to everyone that organizes Pecha Kucha. This is embarrassingly our first time, but it seems like an amazing event. Also, I'll just say thanks. It's exciting to be here at the Pearl. My sister Elizabeth Fauerso is the director of marketing here and has done a great job. And the Pearl is amazing, so we're excited to be here. I'll just say I've lived in San Antonio for 12 years, which is also the amount of time that Riley and I have been together. I thought I'd just be in San Antonio for a few months. My parents had moved here. But like the first week I was here, I saw this really cool sculpture in the Cadillac lofts. It was like these big balls made out of beach chairs, like folding beach chairs. And I saw that, and in the window it said Riley Robinson. And I thought, God, there must be some cool contemporary art stuff happening here. So then later that evening, I was at an art opening. I didn't know anybody. I was a little overserved. And someone introduced me. They said, "Oh yeah, this is Riley Robinson." I said, it was like, it's like meeting, an art star. Riley Robinson. And we've been together ever since. So go ahead and start. Ready?
I think so.
Can you hear you? Okay, here we go. After a full day working at Art Pace, coming home, helping me to make dinner, putting our kids to sleep, which is an indulgent and long process involving many stories. Around 10:30 or 11 at night, you could find Riley cutting this pile of wood for me in the studio. And that's kind of the way our collaboration works. It's a lot of advocacy behind the scenes, being each other's studio assistants, and being each other's champions. We're not really a collaboration of two, we're a collaboration of four. Those are our sons, Brendan and Paul, standing in front of one of Riley's sculptures at the Hay Street Bridge. This was right after Brendan was born, our first time we had actually shown our work together. And we were like our minds were blown by having a baby, but it was also awesome because it was the first time we'd shown our work together, and then we had this amazing thing. So our process, partially by choice, partially by necessity, has been like full integration. So we take our kids to make our work with us. This is shooting a recent video I did. We were all down at the coast. We had to shoot it in several locations, and we dragged our whole crew with us. We've done residencies as a family. This is a residency in Austria. My work on the left, Riley's in the middle, Brendan and I on the right. It was great, but also Brendan and I got so sick we were in the hospital for a part of it. So it's not all sunshine, I will tell you. We do art pilgrimages together. This is, you probably recognize the Chinati Foundation in Marfa. And the guide was kind of shocked when I busted out Brendan's bag of Legos. Like, okay, if you're just gonna do that, go for it. He wasn't as dazzled by the sculptures as me. He needed some other kinds of things. We help each other a lot with our work. This was a big commission to redesign the children's wing at the New Braunfels Public Library. And I did a lot of the concept stuff, but a lot of the engineering, and for those of you that know my husband Riley, he's kind of a fabrication genius, and he was, really doing most of it. So, as I mentioned, although we show our work together, our practices are quite different, and I actually think that that is one of the really wonderful things about the way that we work and live together. So the next few slides will be Riley's work, and he'll talk about those.
In 2004, I had a residency in Norway, and actually Joey came over to visit. It was really fun. And we went to this IKEA in Bergen, Norway, and there's an aisle that's not on the map, and you kind of get lost at this IKEA, and it's kind of crazy. I like soccer. I hope the kids get to play it. This is a piece at Pearsall Park, and I'm holding Brendan up on the top. It was a really beautiful day. It was fun right after it got installed. I have a lot of the other pictures of the kids and Joey just hanging around the artwork. It's really fun. I depend on Joey a lot for a lot of things, and it's really wonderful. Making public commissions. This is for Tesoro's headquarters. I had to make 6 different proposals to them, and it gets a little frustrating after a while, and I really count on Joey for advice and just a little help. The piece is really great. This is at the Northwest Service Center. It's one of the giant 13 tools with Brendan sticking in the little middle of it. That's one of my first public art pieces, and Joey was right there helping me all the way. It's a great piece.
That was like right when we first met. I mostly make paintings and videos, and a lot of my work sort of deals with the way that we project ourselves into the landscape, and how the landscape becomes sort of embodied in the figure, and how those issues have played out historically with issues of gender and the history of art, and the way that landscape is described in art, how landscape sort of acts as a window, but then also operates, especially in painting, in a flat space. These first 2 paintings were from a show. I first showed them at a solo show I had at the Southwest School last May. And in addition to making paintings, I also make videos and animations. This was from a recent piece called Me Time. It's me making out with a series of really sexy puppets. We're actually Brendan's puppets, and he's seen little snippets of the piece, and the big question he asked me is, "Mom, is that real?" You know, it's like, kind of, you know, in a way. This is another piece called The Clearing, where I'm kind of acting like this Svengali, luring this man out of the woods to sort of dance wildly and spin around. And the pieces are like half live action and some hand-painted animation. So because I'm a teacher, I think that's my instinct. I wanted to make like a succinct diagram that would sort of encapsulate what our experience is. So I thought blue circle was family, red triangle was art making, green triangle was our day, you know, our jobs. We both had jobs. But then I was like, what the hell? That is nothing like what our lives are. I can't describe what any of this is. You know, it's like we're showing our work, and we both work full time, and we have these 2 little kids, and we manage some rental properties, and Riley manages a farm in Kansas, and it is bananas like all the time. So I would just say, when I was thinking about giving this presentation, I Googled artist and family, and this Hans Holbein portrait came up, and I was like, that's me! Look, she's so tired! They're so haggard! But I just thought, God, you know, but in reality, there's a lot more of this in our landscape. On the left, we just finished Brendan's studio, which is located right between Riley and I's studios, and that was the first painting he proudly made there. So he is, you know, I think our most exciting and challenging work is in this last slide. Thank you.
Have you told your kids how you met, that you liked his big balls, and that's how you met? I mean, was that not? Did you catch that?
He's in a few big ball pieces, actually. I don't think that's by accident, right?
And then you're making out. Okay, I was going to go to the other thing about where she's making out with puppets and luring a naked man out of the woods. But now, obviously, you guys are very successful individually, and you've been all over the world and things like that. I know a lot of people out here maybe a little different place in their careers. How did you get there, and what's the tipping point? What, you know, marketing, say, for some of these people who are trying to get their name out there and get a residency? What do you do?
I would say that I think that the success starts with a committed practice, and like a committed creative practice, a committed professional practice. And regardless of where that takes you, I think if you embody that identity of what you want to be, then you're already there. In a way, it sounds a little cheesy, but I really think it's true. Like, even now for me, when I don't have time to be in the studio because I'm being a mom and a teacher, I kind of lose that sense of that identity, and it's frustrating, you know? So I think, you know, that if you own it and you think you have it and you work consistently, then you're kind of there.
And you agree with that? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
This is kind of a theme for the evening, but it's a really great town to get started, and it's a really great town to stay and live in, and we really like it here.
And is there, do you set any, last good question for other people here, the couples, do you set any limits on, do you need away time and me time, I think it was?
You ought to see the video.
What's it rated?
You can't show it.
Oh, yes. It's not.
Okay, now where else can we see your stuff, like right now? I know Art Pace, do you have something to say? A farm in Kansas?
I will say he has a river, he has a piece that's just about to be installed.
I have a piece going right at Spotted Dam, and it's for the opening this March, so look out for that. It's fun, and I don't know, pieces all over. I have a piece at Saws, a piece at Trinity, a piece at the Alamo, Little League.
Cool. All right, we'll give him a hand here right now.